here, but the deputies making that call already. It's there, so the tactical guys are going to start making their way out to this location. They're going to form some kind of plan, but hopefully that's going to come to an end before they make their way out here, just because it might take some time for them to get out here, form that plan. Number of deputies out here. You can see these guys not joking around. They have all their weapons are out. One of those deputies has a less than lethal shotgun. You can see the bright yellow one on the far left side of the screen. The other ones, those are all real guns, real bullets, real guns, lethal force. They want this to come to an end peacefully. They just, it's just that question, why is he being so defiant? Why is this going on? Obviously, it started as some sort of impaired driving issue and ended now with the vehicle disabled here on a dirt road up on a hillside just north of the 14, south of the Palmdale area. But that suspect, he's got that window up, and it seems like he's refusing to communicate with deputies now.
Well, at this point, all they have is time, and the good news is that he's the general public not in any threat right now, kind of a remote area. You can see the window coming down, both of his hands out. Again, wanted originally for driving under the influence, so you know he's not of right mind right now. At one point, he was throwing stuff out of the car, throwing paper, throwing what looked like money out of the window. So the chase itself has come to an end. I don't think that car can drive anymore. The dirt looked like it was really getting to those tires. The spike strip did its job. The tires are flat. He can't go anywhere right now. But the problem is he's also not coming out of the car, and that's maybe he's coming out right now. What are we looking at here?
Well, so well spoken, and you just got to wonder when anybody in the news, when we say, oh, he's not coming out, oh, there he goes. You just slammed that door.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a slam. You saw the dust come off of it. I mean, he really slammed that door. But, this is the thing. These temper tantrums and stuff like that, it's just not going to work in this situation. Again, we try not to make too much light of these situations because the officers, they're not joking around. That person, he's really, he is playing with possibly getting himself hurt. This vehicle obviously coming to a stop out here. A number of deputies just a car length or so away. You can see one of these other deputies, they're getting out specialized tools right now to possibly bring this thing to an end. You can see that weapon he has, obviously a less than lethal type of a weapon. Hopefully it's going to be something like gas or maybe pepper balls, but you can see him suiting up and getting ready to use that device. And they like I said, they don't do the pit maneuver, but the Sheriff's Department policies at these ends, sometimes they are just, they're the guys that will break out those windows and put the gas in or send a dog in or forcefully remove. So I'm pretty sure that, I'm hopeful that this will come to an end peacefully, but it might not be when this guy gets out on his own accord. The deputies may make that happen.
All right, Stu, thank you. We're going to keep you up on top of the situation, of course. Right now on the phone with us from the LA County Sheriff, Sergeant Bob Basie. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us whatever the latest information is that you have right now on the suspect? Sergeant Bob Basie, can you hear us? Okay.
Nope. Hi. Yeah, so what I can tell you now is that the incident initially started at approximately 2:50 in the afternoon at Tierra Subida and Avenue S. And deputies initiated a pursuit, or started a pursuit, with a person who was suspected to be a drunk driver that was driving recklessly through the area. It is a black Nissan four-door, and as deputies were pursuing the suspect, we utilized spike strips to try to bring this to a peaceful resolution. However, the suspect continued driving on the rims of the vehicle.
Another hit.
Currently, what we have now is a suspect who appears to be barricaded inside the vehicle, and what our deputies are doing are trying to bring this to a peaceful resolution. As you can see, there's numerous deputies there utilizing the vehicle as a source of cover, but what they're trying to do is make contact with the suspect and try to get him to surrender peacefully.
Now, Sergeant, once it goes from a pursuit to a barricade, which looks like what we're looking at right now, apparently I understand the CHP has also been called in as well. Can you give us an idea why?
Well, we utilize mutual aid responses all the time on the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department with our different sister agencies, just to make sure that we have all possible angles covered for public safety. And in case of this guy decides to take off again and he goes to the highway, at least CHP is already aware and they have their tactical plans available.
Sergeant, are you looking at the screen right now? It looks like the deputies there are taking shots at the car, but it looks like it might be like pepper powder. Can you tell us what's going on?
Well, as far as looking at your screen, I don't see that at the moment, but what I can tell you is we have numerous less lethal options available to our deputy sheriffs. One of them is called a pepper ball gun that distributes a type of pepper gas in a powdered form.
All right, Sergeant, we're going to go to our Stu Mundel. He's live over the scene now. Stu, you saw the shots being fired into the car. Can you give us an idea what you've seen and what we witnessed?
Well, see, you can see that on the windows right there, and we were just talking about that. It is basically what they were shooting at. You can see those 1, 2, 3, 4 on the passenger rear. Now, these are tinted windows, and that's safety glass. So perhaps they were using something to try to break the glass, but the tint is holding that glass together. When he brought down that window, very well-placed shot of pepper balls or some sort of something that an irritant. They shot at him. They actually hit that window. They got some of it inside the car. Now they are being a little bit aggressive out here, trying to get that person to succumb and just basically get out of that car. Nothing lethal. They haven't been shooting any bullets at that vehicle, but definitely does seem to be pepper balls for sure. Now this is there you go. You can see it again. I hear that they're going to be playing that tape again just a few moments ago. He had that window down, and a couple of them actually got into the car. So very well placed. That deputy marksman, give him a little star by his name. But that person still very, very defiant. That window just cracked enough where he can yell. I'm going to pan off the car just for a second to show you what's going on this side. Now that deputy, the one with the bulletproof vest on, or the vest or the body armor, he's the one with the pepper balls. And so we're going to keep an eye on the cars and see if we can see possibly some more. Maybe they'll see some more of those bullets, or I got to be clear, less than lethal projectiles hitting that vehicle. They want to break those windows so that gas will be effective. We also saw something off to the passenger side earlier on. I'm not sure if there's another deputy possibly off to the side trying to hit. Oh yeah, there is. There is another deputy off to the side, probably with another same type of weapon, and he's just trying to break the windows. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to break the windows.
All right. Stu, thank you. If you're just joining us, you're watching KCAL 9 News at 4. We've got a pursuit suspect barricaded inside his car right now. We've got LA County Sheriff's Department on the ground using less lethal weapons against the suspect right now. Let's go back to the phone and Sergeant Bob Basie with the LA County Sheriff's Department. Sir, can you tell us about, again, the less lethal options that you have and that the deputies are using right now?
Well, ultimately, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department employs a lot of less than lethal options to try to bring things to a peaceful resolution and with as little force as possible. What we've been seeing is the deployment and use of what we call a pepper ball gun that distributes a powdered form of pepper ball gas into areas to basically gain compliance from the suspect. Ultimately, what we want this suspect to do is to feel the irritant and come out of the car peacefully and surrender to us. However, we'll use that as a tactic initially and then stand by to gain compliance from the suspect. So now we're just waiting to see what this suspect's going to do. And
Sergeant, it looks like a couple of those rounds did make it inside the car. You can see that front windshield too has a little bit of that powdered residue. How useful is this non-lethal form? I mean, obviously we haven't seen him come out of the car yet.
Most of our less than lethal tactics are very useful, actually. You know, we gain a lot of compliance, and we like to use them all the time. Obviously, lethal force is our last option, but right now we're trying everything we possibly can. Our crisis negotiation teams are going to be responding. We're going to try to get this guy to talk to us and hopefully come on out so we don't have to do anything else.
Sir, can you tell me what we've seen so many chases in Los Angeles where the authorities would just wait it out? I mean, sometimes hours. This seems, and I'm not making any judgment, but it just seems more aggressive of a way to try to get this to end than other chases that we've seen. Is your policy different from the LAPD, perhaps?
Every major department has pursuit policies pertaining to theirs, and a lot of them are different, yes.
And it looks like he's a little bit more agitated here. We saw him put his hand on his forehead. He keeps swinging in and out of the vehicle. It looks like he is talking to some of the deputies that are there on the scene right now. Is this going to be, at this point, Sergeant, one of these situations where they're just going to keep talking to him and see what he's going to do next?
Well, ultimately, we're going to try to talk to him and hopefully get him out of the car peacefully without the use of any additional force. That is our ultimate goal. Ultimately, this depends on the actions of the suspect. Everything that we do is predicated on what he does. So if he complies peacefully and comes out of the car, which is what we want, we're going to have him step back to us, and then we're going to take him into custody and get him medical attention for the use of the pepper gas inside the vehicle.
Sir, do you have any information on whether you've been able to see who the owner of the car is? Perhaps you already know who the suspect is?
We don't know who the suspect is until we actually talk to them. Just because someone is actually registered to the vehicle, it doesn't mean they're the ones that are actually driving it. What I can tell you is that deputies began pursuing this suspect at approximately 2:48 p.m. at Tierra Subida and Avenue S in Palmdale for what we deemed to be a reckless DUI suspect. Now, just because he was driving at low speeds doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't reckless. You know, and based on what we've been seeing, we deemed him to be reckless, so we tried to pull him over utilizing spike strips and all different types of technology, and as you see now, we're basically waiting for him to comply with us, and hopefully he does.
Sergeant, you mentioned that spike strip. I can't remember the last time I saw a spike strip take out all 4 tires, so this was a good direct hit in this case.
Yes, it was. And fortunately for us, the use of the spike strip in this situation was very, very effective, and I attribute that to the low speeds that we had, which kept this pursuit relatively safe for the public, for the suspect, and ultimately for our deputies.
And Sergeant, as we're just sitting here watching to see if the suspect's going to get out of the car, years ago I was able to work with the LA County Sheriff's Department, in fact, and we talked about and saw some of these less than lethal weapons. Have you ever been shot with a pepper ball? Do you know what that feels like, so that we can get some insight as to what this guy might be experiencing right now?
Well, I personally have been shot with pepper balls, and I can't tell you that they sting. I've also been tased, and that hurts also quite a bit. The way we use the pepper ball is in 2 different styles. One style is to disperse the pepper powder in a general area, and the other is to directly impact a suspect when we need to. Most of the time, we use it as an aerial dispersal tool to get some type of pepper powder into the area so people will comply, similar to pepper spray. So that's what we use in this situation, and hopefully the irritant has taken its effect, and he's going to want to come out and talk to us, and then we can get him to the fire department or seek other medical care to get that out of his eyes and his face. Sergeant,
would you know if there's a canine on the scene there that may be used as well?
Well, at the moment, we're exploring all the different types of options we have to bring this to as peaceful resolution as possible. I can't tell you that our special weapons and tactics teams have been notified of this situation, as well as our crisis negotiation team, who is what we want to go up there and talk to him. So right now, as long as he's not posing an immediate danger to the public, an immediate danger to our deputies, or an immediate danger to himself, we're going to stand by here, try to talk to him with the deputies that are on scene, and wait for these specialized services to respond to see if they can convince him to step out.
I have never seen so many pepper balls hit at one suspect, especially in an enclosed area like this guy's car, and yet he's still in there with an original warrant of DUI. If he is impaired in some way, does that affect how he reacts to the pepper balls?
That I don't know. It depends on what the suspect is impaired with, if he's impaired at all. Like I said, we believe and perceived his driving to be reckless and possibly under the influence, so we don't know that until we actually talk to him. However, based on my previous experience in law enforcement and on patrol, I can tell you that some less lethal options don't necessarily have the same effect or the desired effect on suspects based on what they're under the influence of. That's why we have a multitude of less lethal options that are available to try to bring this to a peaceful resolution.
All right, Sergeant Bob Basie with the LA County Sheriff's Department, thank you so much for spending all this time and providing all that insight. We're going to continue to follow this situation. You'll be able to follow it on your screen as well. We're going to put it in the corner for you so you can watch. But there is other news this afternoon.
That's right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez.
Thanks for watching. I'm Lena Wynn. This is KCAL 9 News at 4, following that pursuit that began back in Palmdale. But there's other news. Activists rally after this heartbreaking video of border agents snatching a mother off the street in front of her screaming daughters.
That video caused outrage and concern after it quickly went viral. Today, we're learning more about the woman and the arrest. KCAL 9's Amy Johnson.
9 Hotel to the assignment desk on 1. Hey, I'm just wondering if they're just going to keep the show on Facebook or if they're going to come to let our feed go on Facebook again. It's kind of separate. Yeah, we went from just over 20,000 to 13,000. Copy. Hey, you guys, I don't know if you can hear me, and if you can, awesome. And if you can't, I'm sorry. Then I'm just talking to myself. But that seems to be a normal deal for me. Right. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right, guys and gals, and thank you. I've been reading all your comments. Thank you. But you guys got to understand, you know, I'm just a tiny wheel in a large machine, and you know they've got to do what they got to do. I'm glad that you guys are still here. If you guys let your friends know that we're still here, that'd be awesome as well. But you guys now are watching just our feed once again. So the Sheriff's Department, they've got this guy basically stuck up here on a dirt road. Pursuit started earlier on. If you guys are just getting here, it was a chase. It was a very slow chase, but it was definitely a chase for a good amount of time, coming to an end up here on a dirt road. This is a fire road out here just south of Palmdale, north of the 14 freeway. You can see the number of deputies are out here. They've got some special weapons guys, at least one guy with pepper balls. And they've got a couple in through the window, but they're concerned that this person might have a gun. If he's got a gun, it really changes everything up. They've actually thrown out the words that he may want to harm himself, so they're treating this a little with a little bit of a lighter touch. Let's just kind of say it like that, a lighter touch. They did hit the car a couple times with those pepper balls. They could have hit him. I'm telling you, they had him hanging out the window. They could have hit him in the head at least a couple of times. But they decided not to. They probably don't want to create harm. I mean, if he got him in the eye, it's like that old thing. He could lose an eye. So they are just right now. It's more standoffy. We're keeping an eye on him. We're keeping an eye on the sheriffs. The deputies, excuse me. I don't think the sheriff's going to make his way out here. He's got more important things to do someplace else. But we're going to keep an eye on what's going on inside that car for sure. You can see the couple of the windows possibly broken. We can see the residue of the pepper gas on that door. If he's gotten any of that on his hands, he was rubbing his eyes earlier. He's got to be stinging right now. I mean, God, I'm a wimp. I get cranky when I get sweat in my eyes, you know. So I don't do anything strenuous, so I just don't get sweat in my eyes, you know. But anyway, he's very, very agitated. Seems to have quite a few demands for the deputies. The deputies, they have one demand for him, is basically get out of the car. All this kind of movement, definitely not the way to go, I can tell you. I'm sure if that car could move, he'd move it. Right now, though, it's pretty much standoff situation. That's what's going on. Bruce, it's never red. There's no red dirt out here. What are you talking about? Oh, I haven't read any of Ashley's comments. I look down every now and then. So we're keeping an eye on this, some shameless plug time. Let's just put it out there one more time. CBSLA, CBSLA. Now that's basically the way to get a hold of all of the CBS social media. They love the likes, they love the follows, so, and you know, you got to feed the machine. If you don't feed the machine, you're not going to get anything back. I've learned that a long time ago. So go like their pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They got a lot of good stuff. I love the team I work for. It is interesting beyond interesting. So definitely go out there, give that a shot. Brennan, my pilot today, is Rotorhead 8. It's all one word, but it's not words at the end. 8 is a number, like the infinity sign turned up on its head. So you can follow him on pretty much the same thing, as I understand it. You got an Instagram, he's got the Twitter, and you know, it's very light stuff usually. It's all his stuff. But he loves the love like everybody else. And of course, if you like, you can follow me as well, Stu_Mundel on Twitter. We do breaking news. Everybody's like, oh, you're the pursuit guys. You know, we do breaking news. So, so that's what we try to bring you as much as possible, is the breaking news information. Right now, though, it is pretty much a standoff. That's what it is out here. The guy's stuck on his dirt road. His car won't go. Okay, copy all. Just for a recap, right? That's it. Don't let it run. Rotorhead 8 is my pilot. What? Oh, cool. So there's going to be another helicopter coming in here. Sheriff's Rescue 5 is coming in, and they're going to be dropping off some paramedics. So hopefully this is not going to turn into something else. They keep saying, am I in Acton? Amanda, I'm being serious. Am I in Acton? I know we're south of Palmdale, and we're north of the 14. When I look out the window, we're east of Acton. But I can see out the window. I can see the U-Haul, and I also can see the Vincent Hill right out the window. So I don't know. I think we're in. Maybe we're in Vincent Hill. Maybe that's the exact. Oh, Christine, I love that. But you know what? Up here we go. What is our fuel situation? We got about 50 minutes in the air, 50 minutes in the air, and we'll probably go to Fox. So basically on the hill here, number of deputies. These guys, different types of weapons, some non-lethal, some lethal. That guy's basically shooting these pepper balls out there. Here we go. Nobody's hurt yet. That's one of the reasons why I brought that up. The paramedics are coming in by helicopter. They're part of a SWAT team. All the SWAT teams have paramedics as part of the crew. So when somebody gets injured, they have instant medical care. Be it the bad guy, be it a good guy, they are there, or just an innocent bystander. They have paramedics there immediately. That's one of the reasons. Wait, hang on. Sorry about that. Whoops. Somebody was writing something about Air Rescue 5 won't do something. Right. Right. Won't do anything without the paramedics on board. Correct. So they're assembling a SWAT team. This is going to turn into be one of those, 4-hour standoffs where they basically wait till the guy falls asleep and wakes back up and goes, "Oh man, what am I doing?" and gets out of the car, or are they going to take him out? That's basically what we're all sitting here watching, waiting, trying to get an idea when this is going to happen. We got about 50 minutes of fuel on board, so at some point we're going to have to go off and get fuel. We're probably going to go out to Fox Field out here, General Fox Field. But this standoff continuing right now. You got the Sheriff's Department here. SWAT people are going to be on their way. Really? Where are they at? They're really they're gonna repel. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Oh, the Sheriff's Department, they are so cool. Right now, we're hearing that they're going to hoist these paramedics down. So the helicopter not going to land. They're going to hoist these guys down. This is one of those times when I'm sitting here as a camera person. I'm doing the I hope nothing happens on the scene. These guys, they're going to bring them down. They're going to use cables. They're going to hoist down to the area because helicopter not going to be, well, maybe they are going to land. They're getting pretty low. Maybe they're changing their mind up. Maybe the pilot says, hey, we can put this thing down because he's getting definitely lower and lower and lower. So it's always a fluid situation. I was hoping they were going to hoist these guys. But Air Rescue 5 right now going to be, maybe they're just going to hoist like a 10-foot. Who knows? It looks like they are going to do something with the hoist. This is going to be pretty cool. Well, we haven't seen this either. Now, these guys are not, going to be rappelling down onto that car by no means. This is going to be the Sheriff's Department. These are going to be the SWAT or their Special Tactics SEB SEB guys. But these are the paramedics. They're bringing paramedics here to the scene. Now that helicopter, it's not a safe area for him to land anywhere nearby. So these guys actually rappelling the last couple of feet down to get close by, and they'll probably just walk in. Maybe a car will pick them up. But these are going to be the Special Tactics guys that are coming out here to bring this to an end. It's always kind of a shaky moment for me when we stay on something like this, because it seems something could be unfolding there. But it is something we never saw before. I haven't seen before, where the Special Tactics guys basically going to be rappelling down to the ground, the helicopter out here bringing these guys in. And as we said earlier on, they did call for the Special Tactics guys pretty much right when this thing started. And they are not in a general area. These guys are being collected and being brought here to the scene. Palmdale, not close by to, well, let's just say the Los Angeles area. Whoops, that guy, maybe not the prettiest landing, but he is back up on his feet. And I think there's going to be one more, maybe even more. They seem to just keep coming out of that helicopter. But these are part of the team that's going to help to bring this thing to an end, hopefully peacefully. We understand the deputies, they want this thing to come to an end peacefully. There's still a big question, is that guy armed, is he not? There's some talk about him maybe wanting to harm himself. So they're not taking any chances. They're bringing in paramedics right now. And of course, more of that team is going to be assembling. Hopefully that guy is just going to give up here in the meantime. But if he doesn't, the deputies, they're really they're setting this up for the long haul and making a bigger plan to bring this thing to an end, possibly by force if they have to. Well, as far as we know, this guy hasn't moved at all. I'm going to show you how far away that scene is right there. So somebody might be, I'm sure they're not going to make those guys walk over there. Crisis negotiator, that, you know, you're right. That might be one of those gentlemen that came out of, deputies that came out of that helicopter. That might have been one, it might be one of his specialties. So we don't know exactly, but we heard the words paramedic. Maybe he's a crisis negotiator. You can see these deputies, pretty much their situation has not changed. That window's still halfway open. They have the less than lethal. They still have their the pepper balls. Not as effective as we would have hoped, but that guy basically bringing that window up a little bit again. The fear that he has a weapon is what the biggest concern is right now. They don't want him to harm himself, but they also don't want to harm any of the deputies. So right now, standoff type of situation. It's on a hillside up here. We are, like you said earlier on, far from anybody out here. There's no homes in the area, so the possibility of evacuations or civilians being hurt is very minimal. But the deputies, they do have a situation on their hands. They just want this guy to come out of the car with his hands up, so they can take him to, take him into custody. Right now, he seems to be just refusing, sitting inside that car and just waiting it out. The teams are building, the plans are getting set up, so this might end in a different way. Oh, yes. Just so you guys know, my oh yes was is that they're actually going to go get a dog right now. The SWAT, the helicopter is going to go off and get a dog. I'd like to see the dog rappel. I'm being serious about that. They have special harnesses for them, and those guys really, those dogs just amazing. Amazing how they're trained, how they are so calm. I have a husky at home right now, a puppy, and I can't even get that thing to sit. But but they're German Shepherds or the whatever ones they may have. They're usually German Shepherds. Very, very well trained animals, and they're going to probably be hoisting one of those down as well. This car just kind of sitting here. He's basically retreated back inside that driver's seat. He might have, yeah, he's still in there. I can see his hands moving, and that's the big concern. They just don't want this guy to, if he has a weapon, even if it's a toy at this point, it could go very, very badly for anybody involved. Sideways is the word that they like to use sometimes. So right now, standoff situation up here, dirt roads out in the Palmdale area, just east of, or Acton is just east of us in this area, but very close to Acton. Oh, there we go, doors open. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he's sampling the dirt. Oh, door's not closing now. Oh, there we go. He just had to slam it. And folks that are just joining the room right now, they are talking about 13-year-old driver. Yeah, Karen, I feel for your loss. I definitely do. There's no doubt about it. Yes, dogs do repel, Lisa. They do. Not like people do. They put them in a harness and they just drop them down. So. He's impaired. They tried to stop him earlier on. There was some dirt off-roading earlier on as well. They used the spike strips when he was on streets in like Palmdale proper, and he lost all 4 tires along the way. Went on a very slow speed chase. Deputies behind him through some residential neighborhoods. If you know the area, like off of 25 East and Spanish Broom. This just kept going and going and going and going, and now eventually he made this turn, got on these dirt roads, and this thing just came to a stop. Not because the driver wanted it to, because the car couldn't make it up the dirt road up here with the flat tires. Shameless plug time again, just real quick, just letting you guys know, Rotorhead8, that's my pod. You can follow him on Twitter. He loves a good follow. I like a good follow too. Stu_Mundel, STU_Mundel. I can say on my page, I love comments. I love discussion about news stories, good, bad. Your comments. That's what social media is about. It's about being social. Now, I'm not saying be negative, or come at me like a howler monkey, but if you guys have things to say or questions or I'm always willing to answer. I love the social interaction. So obviously hit us up. The machine, who's paying the bills? CBSLA. Yeah, that's our team. You can hit them up on all social media with that acronym, CBSLA. I understand it's going to be Facebook. I understand it's going to be Twitter, Instagram. Same thing. I don't know how they handle it. Those are like real professional pages, but they're always looking for the love. So you can go ahead and hit us up, and we definitely will reply, and we'll like it. So give that a shot as well. Anyways, the standoff continues. Where are we? Somebody's going to ask that here in a moment. We're going to be Acton-ish, borderline Acton, Palmdale. I think this is Vincent Hill area. If you say Vincent Hill, though, a lot of people won't know that. But if you guys are local, they'll be like, oh, Vincent Hill, I know where that is. Pursuit end. I appreciate it. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. You know, something else, a little shameless plug going on. I don't really know how to get to it right now, but we got a podcast coming out as well. And I know we have 2 episodes in the queue. You can, whoop, the wheel's turning. It's 2 episodes in the queue, so if you want to check that out, I'd appreciate that as well. Tim Conway Jr. is the guy that we're interviewing on the newest one. Pat Harvey was the first one. And if you guys are local, I don't have to explain who Tim Conway Jr. is. If you're not local, yes, it is Tim Conway's son. So it's Tim Conway Jr. I would call him one of the bad boys of news out here in the Los Angeles area. So you can go ahead and listen to him as well. What's going on right now? Well, it's a pursuit, termination, and now standoff. It is one of those things where this guy is inside the car refusing to get out. Somebody's saying that the dog, it's going to be scary for the dog. I don't think it's that scary for the dog. I think the dogs are trained for that, and I would think they're good for it. If they aren't, then they wouldn't be canine dog. I mean, canine meaning, not canine as in, it'd be a dog. A dog's going to be a dog anyway. But canine as a specification. Richard Rodriguez. Yes, sir. That is it, sir. I'm going to go back and like Richard's comment. Thank you, Richard. Please provide links. I'll try. Tina, I definitely will try. And it's 1L. It's 1L. I don't have that kind of money. I can't afford 2 L's at the end of my name. It's just 1L. It's Stu Mundel. D-E-L. I'll try. I definitely will. You know I will. Why aren't they firing more pepper gas? Because it hasn't been effective. I think that's probably one of the reasons why it hasn't been effective. So they're not going to be hitting them with any more of the pepper balls. Kira just coming in saying, yank them out. Well, I'm going to stay away from the insert the joke here. But the deal is he might be armed. There is a possibility. Stand by. All right, copy. Really? Oh, Terry, you're not a loser. Love you, Terry. Well, see, sorry guys, I had to be quiet right there. They're doing a little recap. Anchors talking, getting this thing, getting all the ducks in a row. You know what? The reality is this: those guys that I work with, that sit behind that desk at that studio, you know, I read the comments. They are professionals. These guys, they can say in a minute what will take me 12 minutes to get out, because they're professionals. That's what the deal is. So I was just kind of like on the ready. I was on the queue. I was taut like a tiger, waiting just in case they were coming to us. That's the reason why I was quiet. Reading the comments. We're just waiting. You can see some of these SWAT guys starting to arrive out here. They dress a little different. They've got that attractive headwear, and usually those fancy vests. And they are starting to assemble. Now, are they just going to run over to the car, bust out the window, and drag this guy out? Maybe. That's all I can say right now. Maybe. The helicopter was out here earlier on, meaning the sheriff's helicopter, Air Rescue 5, brought in a couple of paramedics, possibly a negotiator. We saw those guys. We're here for you, brother. That was basically the cue from the studio in a polite way saying, stop yammering. So you guys got to wait for a little bit. Yeah, it's a pursuit. Now it's more of a standoff. Somebody wants to know if there's a stringer down there. I don't see any stringers, dude. Nowhere nearby. Unless that's a stringer, which I doubt. Well, it could be. See, guys, I can't read everything that you guys are writing, so I'll look down and I'll read something. So if you give me an idea what kind of car he drives, I'll look. Oh, he's getting tired. Yeah, he's getting tired. I'm getting tired. Somebody said it was something about meat and potatoes. I want the meat and potatoes. Who said meat and potatoes? Somebody said something about meat and potatoes on Facebook. I'm all about that. No, Ricardo, I don't think so. This is up in the AV. Jackie, what's a stringer? I was a stringer. For the longest time, my handle on Twitter was Stringer LA. Cindy, they get as close as they can. Hey, that's the honest truth. If they're good stringers, they get as close as they can. Yeah. 10 seconds, we're here. Standing by. Well, Juan, you can see right there, this was a pursuit, now a standoff. That driver still inside the car, probably not happy about his predicament, but he's still very agitated. But you know what? He's the guy that can bring this thing to an end. All he's got to do is get out of that car. You can see that one sheriff's vehicle right there, but there's plenty of other sheriffs here on scene. There's a lot of other sheriffs making their way to this location. We saw earlier on a helicopter bringing some in where they were actually rappelling down to get to this location. They're here now. That helicopter off to actually get more specially trained deputies to come down here to help bring this to an end. They've used the pepper balls. They're doing the talking. But this guy basically just sitting in that car being a little agitated. But again, he's the guy that can bring it to an end. It was a pursuit. We saw money coming out of the car at one time. And we also know that the reason why he's got those flat tires, spike strips were earlier on were used by the sheriff's department when it was in Palmdale proper. And they took out all 4 tires. Now, we followed this for quite some time on the streets with the flat tires. Deputies in trail, keeping an eye on it. But eventually, he made his way out to this area just north of Acton and south of Palmdale. We're basically on a dirt road, maybe a fire road out here. That car gave up before that suspect did. Right now, it's a standoff. More units or more specially trained deputies are en route. Hopefully, they're going to bring this thing to an end. Live in Sky 9, Stu Mundel. Back to you two in the studio. Everybody's concerned what kind of car it is. Yes, I think it's a Nissan Sentra, or was a Nissan Sentra. I'm wondering if this thing is actually going to make it back onto the road. A lot of times these will just wind up in some sort of impound, and then some company will buy them, or that company being a wrecking yard, and is supposed to be used for parts. But we'll see what happens with this. Maybe he'll come back and get it. Maybe it's his own mode of transportation. Who knows? But it was a pursuit. Was a straight-on pursuit. This guy was off-road and everything. Impaired driver. That's what they're saying to begin with. Helen, we were pushing the 20,000 mark at one point. I was like, oh, woo, look at that. But now, you know what, dude? It doesn't. If I had one person watching me, I'd be happy. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, my bosses might not be happy. I know Brendan wouldn't be happy. Brendan would be like, Stu, up your game, brother. What the heck? But honestly, you know, as long as somebody's watching and we can show you what's going on, that's what it's all about out here in the helicopter. That is for sure. Now, of course, this is a pursuit, or was a pursuit. Now it's more of a standoff. But we do other breaking news. We are KCAL. We are CBS out here in the Los Angeles area. Fires, people stuck in holes, people in bad accidents. You know, usually if it's bad news, we're usually there. We do some good news stuff as well. But that's the thing. If you're in the LA area and you're not already on that page where you're like, hey, something's going on, I want to find out. Let me turn on 9. Let me turn on 2. You should be on that page. I'd appreciate it if you were on that page. The guy getting out right now, doing some reflecting on life, sitting there thinking about, yeah, wow, you know, I got my hat on and. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just was going for a drive, and look what happened. This is not the way I wanted it to end. Maybe I should have gone for the coffee. But you know, he's just kind of sitting there. The reality is this: is one point or another. I am very hopeful that he's taken into custody. Hey, he said hi to us. Hey, hi. He's going to go into custody without any kind of altercation. You know, even though I would call this guy borderline knucklehead, you know, I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see this guy get hurt. We invested a lot of time with this guy today, and we just don't want to see him get hurt. But it really, in the end, comes up to him. What is this? He's a giver. This type of activity is where it gets very dangerous. Just letting everybody that's watching know. This is. I'm not backing out. I'm just checking my. It's a technical stuff. I just want to check my focus and make sure I'm where I need to be as far as the picture goes. Yeah, when he starts doing weird stuff like that, this is when everything kind of gets a little bit more dangerous. The deputies definitely don't want to see this guy moving around inside that vehicle, reaching for things. They want to see him very calm. They want to see him not agitated. They actually want to see him in cuffs. Let's call it like it is. But right now he's in that vehicle, and all he's got to do is step outside. Rolling up the window, it's going to create some separation, but it's not going to be enough separation. This is ongoing. It's been going on for a while. Hopefully, this is going to start coming to an end very shortly. These guys, they are taking this to serious times 10. A lot of these guys, they have lethal weapons out. A couple of them, one of them at least, non-lethal. We have the pepper ball gun on the trunk. They've hit him a couple times. They haven't hit him, but they've gotten definitely gotten some smoke inside, or that pepper gas inside that car. Maybe not enough to irritate him. I'm guessing he's wiping his eyes right now because they're probably burning. That's the best I can come up with. And maybe he's crying. Maybe he's reflecting on what's going on. Maybe he's feeling a little emotional right now. But just want this thing to come to an end. Copy, thank you. Test, they did not pit the car. Sheriff's Department does not use this. All right. All right. Any direction is good direction. Thank you, Dan. I mean, Paul. Paul. Stand by. He's crying because he's messed up. Christina, I would guess you are correct on that. You know, maybe at one point he was thinking maybe I should go grab a coffee somewhere and not do this other nutty stuff, but I think he chose the nutty stuff and not the coffee, and now this is where he is. This was a long pursuit. I don't know how much is actually, I don't know if you can rewind it. I don't know if you can actually see the chase part maybe later on. Just to get some of the highlights, I'm just telling you, very slow speeds, very, very slow speeds. When we picked it up, he had 2 flat tires, lost another one along the way, and now he has 4 flat tires. Very slow moving, but it was interesting in the fact that he was driving around neighborhoods. He was throwing money out of the window at one point. Ones, I'm guessing, I'm hoping, I don't know what they were, but he was throwing money out of the window at one point, and then it took us for a little ride out through Palmdale areas. You know, got a little scenic out here. Basically got up on Pear Blossom, and then just started heading south. Took a turn, not for the, well, maybe for the worst, and wound up on this dirt road. This is a fire road. There are homes nearby, but not very nearby. So it's been sitting here ever since. They used pepper balls to try to get this guy to come out of the car. It was not fruitful, and now it's just been a standoff. I'm sorry if I'm moving around a little bit there. I was trying to plug my phone in. Andrew Cameraman, hey Stu, was there a time where you were about to finish your shift and wanted to go home and something happened and prolonged your... No. I work the PM, so it doesn't happen like that for me. Thank you, Chris Bennett. I'm thinking you want me to look into that. I will. Hunter, thank you for that. We'll keep an eye on it. They definitely had deputies up there earlier on. I was trying to not show that because he was up on a hill and he had to, you know, I don't think he was hidden by any chance, but I didn't want to give away a position. I think he was actually pelting the passenger side with those pepper balls as well. He was up there on that hillside. He has since gotten down and joined the group behind that police car. So, but I appreciate that. We'll definitely keep an eye out. Maybe when it gets tactical, that we'll keep an eye out. Somebody was just saying something about I got to be careful because I have people at home. What? I don't know. Yeah. You have family. Oh, we care about you. Don't get too close. Oh, me personally? Oh, Claire, Sherry. I was going to say, Sherry, we are 3,000 feet above this. No lie. We are good. We are good. I'm worried about that guy with the hat in that car. I really am. Debbie, yes, I do. My job is to make coming. 1 minute, copy all. Somebody was asking me if how we handle if it goes south. We stay on it. We shoot it the best we can. Hi, hey. Just give yourself up, buddy. I got somebody up high. You got to be careful because they're coming to us. Maybe he thinks we're waving at him. Cool. Armored vehicle just arriving as well. Go home. I can't go home. I got a job to do till about midnight. Stand by. Well, the standoff continues out here. That's the suspect. He's the guy that led these deputies on this pursuit through the Palmdale area earlier today and ending it up here on this dirt road. Now, his attitude actually has become a little bit less aggressive. We do see conversation, at least between him and the deputies around him. So that is a huge plus. Now, what are the deputies doing? What's the sheriff's department doing? Well, they're getting their ducks in a row. They want to bring this thing to an end, and they wanted to bring it to an end safely. They actually have that armored vehicle probably arriving here shortly. Also, they are bringing in a canine unit. They might actually be using a helicopter to hoist that canine down to this area. Right now, though, the standoff continues. That suspect in that car, earlier on, it was a pursuit. Slow speeds at most of the times we were seeing it. At 3 flat tires, now he's got 4, 1 point throwing money out of the windows. But the deputies just kept following behind him and eventually leading him up here to this fire road. We're basically just north of Acton, south of Palmdale. That suspect impaired, that's what they've been saying since the get-go. Right now, seems to have the window down, talking with deputies, a little less agitated. But of course, we just want to see this end peacefully, and that suspect giving himself up. Live in Sky 9, Stu Mundel, back to you two in the studio. Yeah, I think it is a White Sox hat. Somebody was saying something about it being a White Sox hat. Yeah. Sorry, I was drinking some water right there. Oh, let me get back to my assignment desk. Assignment desk, sorry about that. Mark, go ahead, sir. 9 Hotel assignment desk. See, now he's upset because I didn't talk to him earlier. Go ahead, sir. I had to turn you down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. .505 somewhere in 510. We probably could do 510, but that would be the end. 510. Wow. Yes. Yes. You're good. You're good. I think they're going to wait it out, and my guess is probably right about 5:15. He's just going to open the door and give himself up. Those were, you should listen to the Facebook feed, Mark. We could always use an extra viewer. Those were paramedics that were being flown in. They're actually bringing in the dog now as well, but I don't know what the ETA is. These guys are making a move. I need to keep an eye on that. But there was those are paramedics and or negotiator, and they were dropping them off. They were just dropping them off. It's pretty hilly up here, so they hoisted him down the last couple of feet. No, they're just practicing. They're just practicing. Does he have his reverse lights on, or those reflections? What's he doing? Oh, they're backing up for the Bearcat. All right. They're backing it up because the Bearcat's here. They're swapping spots. Yeah. Oh, that works way better. Yeah, perfect. See, this is what happens when you have too many Indians. I mean, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Look at this. Everybody's probably telling them what to do. There we go. Oh, daylight savings time's coming. I hate daylight savings time. Daylight saving time. All right, I'll make sure. Thank you. Oh, look, he's going to drive away. He's turning the wheel. He's like, I'm out. I wonder if that thing's even still running. Oh, there go the keys. I don't think that really makes that much of a difference. I don't think that car was going anywhere anyway. Where's the helicopter with the dog? Everybody wants to know where everybody says, where's the helicopter with the dog? Nobody ever says, where's Stu? I mean, I'm a person too. Hey, thank you, Flood. Helen says something about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I'm off. Yeah. Oh, no, they're talking about, that tomorrow is daylight savings time. Saving time. Daylight saving time. That's going to be tough. Not saying the S. Oh, come on, man. That thing's all armored and stuff. Get up, just bump right into him. Come on. Are we switching to 5? Are we switching to Freak 5 yet? I'm on 6 right now, but I just opened up 5. Gina says he's starting to get scared. Let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, that would be the... No, he was pointing. He was pointing. He was just pointing. He was just pointing. Right. And that's... And these guys, you can see all their weapons was same color. And all those, I would assume, are lethal. Oh, no, there's a less than lethal. Ooh, I like that. Dusty Desert Chase. Paul, I am from that generation where you do bad things, you get a whooping. Hey, Micah. I'm going to be on 5 only now. All right. All right, cool. All right, just letting you know also that we've been talking with Mark. We've got about another 20 minutes of fuel on board. I'm sorry. Hey! Hey! Aww. Christine says, Dusty slow chase. You're right. I am. I have actually both up, but I was just talking to Micah on 5. I am on Freak 5, yes. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Thank you. All right, I got to get a wider shot and drink some water. Are they pretty much in order? Copy, thanks. Oh gosh, I got to put my water down. It's water. Well, that's the suspect right there. That's the car they were chasing, and it came to an end on a fire road out here just south of Palmdale and just north of Acton. You can see the Sheriff's Department. They brought in the heavy armory, but it's a standoff. We have some tape from earlier. How did we get here? Well, it was a full-on pursuit. Started out in the West Palmdale area. At one point, that car had all 4 wheels on it, and it was in the dirt. And then one deputy's vehicle that you see right there, that kept right behind it the entire time. They put out the spike strips. They lost all 4 tires. It kept on going through residential neighborhoods, then basically got onto Pear Blossom, where this guy started throwing money out of the car. We're pretty much sure they were just ones or whatever, but he kept tossing money out. Then he started tossing some other stuff out. Eventually, kept making turns, brought us to this location here. It's just a fire road. There are no homes in the area, but that car could not make it up this upgrade, this hill, this upgrade, and then all of a sudden it just kind of came to a stop. Now, they did use pepper balls earlier on. They hit this car several times. We know some of that gas got inside of that vehicle. You can see that guy opening the door right now, but he's been doing this for quite some time. Now, the deputies, pretty much as soon as this thing came to a stop, which is coming up on an hour, they called for basically the SEB guys. Those are the special weapons guys, and they have been making their way here slowly. Actually, at one time, a helicopter dropped off 2 paramedics, and we know that helicopter's actually gone back to go get a canine, a dog, specially trained dog. The conversation from that driver has gone from very agitated to what we see right now, but the communication, and at least they're talking to him. Deputies just want him to get out and go into custody. The standoff out here does continue. Live in Sky 2. I'm Stu Mundel. Back to you 2 in the studio. Sorry, guys. All right. I was hoping this guy would just give himself up. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's what I was afraid of. That's when we were live on Fox. What am I supposed? Sadly, I don't tell LASO anything. Oh, James says he wants to see the ending before we have to go. I want to see the ending before we have to go. You know what? Let me just get another shameless plug in right now after that crazy camera move. Back out a little bit. You know what? While we get these wide shots right here for the other station that we feed our pictures to, just going to let you guys know, shameless plug, CBS LA. Follow them, Facebook, anything, any social media you're on. I guess maybe they don't have a Snapchat, but at any rate, you know, the Facebook, the Instagram, and of course the Twitter. Go ahead, hit them up. CBS LA, they're going to love the love. Rotorhead 8, that's pretty much the same thing. It's Rotorhead 8, and it's 8, the number 8. That's going to be my pilot, Brennan. He loves the love as well. He needs the love. He's kind of like a lonely guy most of the time. But he does post a lot of entertaining stuff on his site. If you want to follow me, I'd love the love. Follow me, please. It's going to be Stu_Mundel. Kind of the same deal. Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. Mostly on my Twitter page, it's pretty much my work page, the Twitter page. So we post the breaking news. It's not always going to be a chase, but if it's breaking news, it's in Los Angeles. Our helicopter gets to it. We're going to put something over it. Also, just so you guys know, we will happily interact, or I will happily interact with you. If good news, bad news, got tips, ideas, anything, let me know. I can't guarantee action, but I can guarantee reaction. How about that? Anyhow, so we're still waiting for our good friends up the channel to say we are clear so we can push back in. I don't know why they want a wide shot, but that's what we're going to give them. And right now we're waiting as this pursuit suspect gives himself up. Yes, yes, somebody's channel. Bolton, you are correct. What do you want to see, channel? We'll make it happen. Yeah, sure. What's up, brother? Right. 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 Is the airship in? Is somebody? Oh, we can wait for them. Can we wait for them? And then after that, we'll bail. Yeah. Well, I don't think they will, but you know, if we get the dog coming in, that's going to be a great shot. Anna says, good thing the emergency lights are on, otherwise somebody might rear end them. Yeah, I know, Dave. I saw that also too, and I want to make jokes about it, but you know, I think it's pretty funny. What? Stu? Okay. I don't know. It looked like some sort of hone in on the plate. Roger, it says Shine 77. Earlier on, he had it looked like glasses case or a pencil case or something like that. The white one is fallen down right there, and then the black one is still on the hood over there. My guess, just a guess, paraphernalia, maybe, possibly, maybe sunglasses. Go ahead, sir, go ahead. All right, so this is what the deal is. We are waiting for the Sheriff's Air Rescue 5 to return on scene. Brennan is getting ETAs for him, and it should be shortly. If they're going to hoist the dog down, which we understand they will, I'd like to get a picture of that. Brennan has called ahead to Fox Field for fuel, so they know we are inbound. Turnaround time as far as flight time, I can get you that number if you really need it. What? We could not do the 5:30 at all. There's just no chance. It's 10 minutes out there, and at least 10 minutes back. So it's 20 minutes just flight time. No. Dwayne is asking why there's nobody in front of the car. Well, you know, it's kind of just a guess. All right, it's more than just a guess. That car's not going anywhere. So, yeah, and crossfire. But they could have parked the car there and walked away from it. But, yeah, it's right. Nobody's in front of it. That car's not going anywhere. If he could have driven away, he would have driven away a long time ago. And he dropped the keys out of the car earlier, too. So, nah, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's getting dark. Oh, let me do the miracle of camera stuff. I made it a little blue, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, it turned blue, Stu." Is that better, guys? See, I'm trying to make sure that you guys are all happy. I forgot who gave me the heads up that it was getting dark, but yeah, the temperatures are going to drop, but not to like where people are going to freeze. Yep, we will. How far out are our friends in Air Rescue 5? Anywhere? They talking? They're here? They're there? Yeah, the deputy's on the hill. Somebody's talking about the ones on the hill earlier. He's gotten down. He's walked away. Thank you, Tamara. Oh, Chris, why would my eyes are bleeding. No, he's talking to the officers. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's talking to at least one of these guys. Probably that guy with, well, I was going to say the guy with the, that guy. Oh, more pepper balls. Oh, Tamara, even this one, I'm starting to feel the pain. Trust me. I appreciate the love. Don't get me wrong. I love the love, but yeah, this is getting a little long in the tooth. Three minutes, copy all. How far out is the Air Rescue 5? Maybe we can do that live. That'd be cool. Oh, they are? Oh, they're not hoisting the dog, guys. Guys, they're not hoisting the dog. They're gonna land and shut it down. Don't do it. Oh, my cold is kicking back in. It's Palmdale allergies. If anybody is up here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was bad this morning, and my wife is all, oh, it'll be all right when you get to work because you'll be down there. Now I'm back up here. Imagine that. I could throw rocks at my house. Can you see him? Is he landing? Down. Oh, there he is. He's going to the same spot. That is one cool piece of machinery. If you guys don't know, let me tell you a little bit about the Air Rescue 5. Now, not only is that a 1 minute, okay, copy. Can I start with this? Oh yeah, very near. It'll be one of those, you know, fumbling the football live on television while I try to find the scene. Everybody loves those shots. 30 away, copy all. I heard the dog said he didn't want to rappel. That's what I heard. All right, 10 away, copy all. Well, Pat and Rick, some more reinforcements coming in. Air Rescue 5 actually landing this time. We understand they're bringing in a K-9 and some more specially trained deputies to handle this standoff situation. Now, that helicopter landed quite a distance away from where this pursuit came to an end, getting a little bit wider, trying to find it myself. There it is. Now, this was a chase that started in the Palmdale area, sometimes on the dirt roads and sometimes on solid roads. It was an impaired driver. That's what they were saying. They used spike strips to take out the tires, but that didn't stop this pursuit. Kept on going on the streets, made its way out here to these fire roads, and eventually the car wasn't able to go. He's not getting out of the car. You can see a number of deputies out here. Communication is going on, but that suspect refusing to get out. Live in Sky 2, Stu Mundel, back to you two in the studio. That wasn't much of a fumble. I kind of found it there in the end. I was like, it's over there. Let me find out. What about fuel, brother? Brendan is coordinating things. Just give me a minute. It's California. They have strict gun laws. Yeah, I was going to ask. You want to go? All right, let's go. Simon Desk letting you know we're departing the scene. We are departing the scene. All right, Facebookers, I'm sure they're going to cut us off before I can say goodbye. Goodbye. We love the love. Check us out anytime you want. I'm not going to do the shameless plug as we say goodbye. Brennan, always happy to fly us around. show us cool stuff. We're going to be back. Do not think we've left you hanging. We're going to be back. We'll let you know how this ends. Beautiful Antelope Valley. If you guys live out here, this might be a view you haven't seen before. I can tell you, I live out here. Not going to show you my house, but it's one of those in the shot. And we're making our way over to General Fox Field, and we're going to get some fuel. We're going to be back, but it's going to be a good 20 minutes. So we enjoyed you guys being here, and hope that we'll be able to chat with you soon. Thanks, guys.